here we go.
Gather, spirits, gather. Spirits of the
5 mana 4/4. Pretty lacking in stats. When I'm summoned or strike, create a stance swap in hand. Or, if you have one, reduce its cost to 0. That's very cool. I don't know what it does yet. Level up, you've damaged the enemy nexus 7 times this game. That's an easy level up to hit with the current new cards.
We will show them where their spells can help.
For me, the spirits dance. We follow the old ways.
Stance swap. It was a 3 mana, now it's a 0 mana. Grant a stance to an ally. Okay. So these are the stances you can grant. +2/+2. Overwhelm. That's always very solid. 2 HP in regeneration. Deal 1 to everything else. Well, that's very cool. There's some very, very cool cards. Better Aphelios. The fact that it costs 0 is a huge deal.
Fire ram!
You could have fought by my side.
Oathbreaker, you should have fought beside Sejuani's. Iron Boar! Old gods.
Here's his signature card. Grant your allies +1/+1, then deal 1 to everything. Okay. That's very interesting.
The spirits gather!
It's a bit expensive for what it does, but it's very interesting. Oh, I missed the level up. What does it do? Udyr. When I'm summoned or strike, create a stance swap in hand, or... Yeah, I have +1/+1 for each stance you've cast this game. Oh, that's a really thick boy. Holy smokes. I missed the level up animation. Yeah, I did. I zoned out of it.
The spirits gather!
It's not bad. This is pretty cool, though. Why do you only get attack?
I see the beast inside, Shaman. Unleash it!
For Sejuani, for the Winter's Claw!
Stand and fight!
This is our path. Miss Claw!
That's a thick lad.
The gods have spoken.
Pretty cool. No tiger stance. So we have stance swap. 3 mana. Usually causes 0. So obviously huge value. Overwhelm is so good in so many different decks. Very, very strong. Bear stance, very useful for certain champions as well, for sure. Ram stance, kind of good versus stuff like aggro, for sure. Boar stance, regen, and that can be useful. These are all very useful. No question. Sejuani's father. Is he? That's some cool stuff. I like this. Only Wild Claw stance is not bad. That's not true. 0 mana give +2/+2 is very solid for a lot of cards. Dealing 1 to everything is so good versus like if you run into some aggro matchups and you go too wide. Regen is actually not bad, especially if you're playing like with some of the Demacia cards. If you're playing, it gives you options to give your what are they called? The new thing, fortification. It works very well with that. The regen is very strong.
Help me, chat! Hope
Essentially,
you're feeling
yes,
better
he has a
today.
thing with her mom, I say. Yeah, with Formidable. So this is not bad with Formidable at all. Like, the regen is huge. Really versatile card. And the thing that makes it good is the fact that it goes down to 0 mana. Because 3 mana is pretty expensive, but if you can make it 0 mana, that's great. Alright, first card, when I'm summoned, create a stand. Okay, this is really good as well. The fact you can generate these cards for free. That's very strong. So, yeah, when I'm summoned, create a stand, beautiful. So you can play this on 2. You get a free card. This card is super good, I would say. It just gives you a versatility that you want to have in card games. A 2-mana 2/2, relatively normal stats. Drawing a card, yeah, very strong card. I don't think you can say this is it. Nobody, even in non-stance decks, the versatility of giving HP, versatility of giving Overwhelm, versatility of giving a board wipe. Like, people literally main deck 3-mana deal 1 to everything, don't they? Like, this card is crazy. Hyara Allseer. When I'm summoned, create a sentence in hand. It costs 0 this round. It's not bad. It's not crazy either. Better Alpha Wildclaw, yeah, but you have to develop it, and then you have to cast a spell for the Overwhelm, then you get to attack. It's a bit heavy, yeah, but it gives you versatility. That's the point. It's not a bad card. It should cost 5. I think it would be kind of broken at 5. Why is it worse? You can give Overwhelm to other units. You can give regen to your units. It's very versatile. The sand stats costing 0 is very, very, very good. I like this card. I think it's a solid card. I don't think it's great. It's a little bit expensive. Mana 6, you want to have more impact plays, but I could see it maybe seeing play. It's not amazing. Put it like somewhere in the middle. Shaman's Call. Create 2 fleeting 0. Oh, wow. That's interesting. With Jace. With Jace, huh? 4 sand stances. 4 stand swaps, sorry. I don't know. Is that strong with Jace? I don't know if it is. I don't know if it's particularly strong. It's good with Karma. Karma can pop this. Wonder how good Karma is with Udyr. Karma Frejlord. Now you have a secondary win con, which is actually getting Overwhelm on your Karma or something. Like 1 big unit swinging for a lot. Udyr and Karma might make more sense than Braum and Karma, possibly. But thing is, you need something to stabilize early, and Braum does the stabilizing for you. So I'm not sure if you can stabilize with it.
A lot of people are comparing Udyr to Aphelios, but I believe they are way too different. Aphelios is more flexible, while Udyr is more permanent. The only thing it'd give Udyr over Aphelios other than much more synergy with the region, it would be the discount in the spell.
You should get 4, right? You pop this, you get 4. Am I missing something here? Oh, because, oh, they double down. You're right. Holy crap. You're right, they double down. Every sand stance also... Oh, wow. All right.
Hope you're feeling better.
That might be the first deck I build. Wow, that's crazy. This is so good with Karma. You realize that means your Udyr gets +8/+8. Wait, this literally levels Udyr on its own. You just need Karma plus Shaman's Call and you've leveled Udyr. That's insane. That's actually insane. You can play some like ramp cards to get the mana 10 really fast. Udyr is going to hit for like 5,000 damage. Is that 8 stances? It is 8 stances. That's absolutely nutty. Oh yeah, he levels in Nexus. Yeah, you're right. Never mind. It's Nexus damage. You don't even need him to level. You don't even need Udyr in the deck. Like, this on its own is crazy with Karma. You can play Braum Karma with this, right? Who needs Udyr at that point? You can just put this in there for crazy, crazy value. Very, very cool with Karma. Wrath of the Frejlord. That's a thick boy. Enemies with 3 or less power can't block. I mean, why not just give it Fearsome? Can somebody explain that to me? Why not just call him Fearsome? I'm so confused. What's the difference between this and Fearsome? Oh, it's not block him. You can't block anyone. Yo, that's scary. Doesn't that mean you can actually OTK people by playing like you're saying rip Galio and stuff? You put this in Galio's decks, right? You have a board full of like people that deal like 10 damage each. You just drop this on the board. They can't block anything. All of a sudden, all of your fat Demacia cards have Fearsome. That's kind of scary. They can't get chump locked anymore. Oh, it's 3 or less. Well, that's a good point as well. Wow, yeah, that's insane. This is actually a pretty cool finisher. Yeah, it's a really cool finisher. Minimorph. Yeah, that's gonna eat a Minimorph like nothing else. Fearsome can be blocked by 3. Yeah, you're right. That's stronger. Yeah, this is like super Fearsome aura. Which kind of makes sense. Like, if I saw this on the battlefield, It makes sense that people with 3 or less power would not want to block that. It's like, yeah, I'm out of here. You can do whatever you want, mister. So, I like the card itself. This is really strong, I think. Really, really strong card. I think this card is a little bit overcosted. Like, if it cost 4, but if it cost 4, it would be a bit too strong. No, maybe it's good. Maybe 5 is okay. I don't think you main deck this. You probably don't main deck it, but it's not bad. It's like it does what Withering Wail does to an extent, but it also hurts you and it doesn't heal you and it's not fast. So it's, but it gives +1/+1 to everything. So it basically gives everything 1 attack because it also deals 1 damage to your units. Yeah, it's not that great, but it's not a bad champion card. It's kind of good in Vladimir decks. This fits really well in Vlad decks, I would say. Probably made for Vlad. It levels your Vlad like nobody's business. Yeah. Scargrounds, yeah, for sure. It's a Scargrounds card, which is what I mean by Vlad, right? That's the only deck that Vlad even fits in. And then we have Mr. Udyr himself. Yeah. Really understated. I feel like these stats are not enough. Like, when is he ever striking? He never strikes. I feel like they should have made him a 5-mana 5/5. He can fit into so many decks. See, my fear is that you run into aggro, and then what? Like, you want him to be striking, but he can't really strike. His stances grant, though, so he can scale. It is true that he can scale, yes. So I guess the dream is to drop him on 5 and have, like, combat tricks so he can strike multiple times. And Frejlord has the best combat tricks in the game. Give him regen? Maybe. I mean, there are ways to make him work. There's, of course, there's all the freezes. We have Troll Chant, which is amazing. There's ways to make him work. Elixir of Iron is pretty good. Freezes, Troll Chants. I mean, he's not going to have trouble striking, but he's going to be, he's still pretty weak at 5-mana 4/4. But he does generate value for free. But he has to strike twice to give you a 0-cost stance, right? Because you don't want to be playing 3-mana cost stances. You want to be playing 0-cost stances. So it takes a while for his value to kick in. Strike once only? No, because... Okay, well, sure, that's the first time. Because you get a sand stamp on summoning and then strike. But after that, you got to strike twice to get a sand stance and reduce it to 0. So yeah, it takes a little bit of time. Unfortunately. But yeah, pretty interesting champion. I mean, he scales super hard, and the fact remains that he will get overwhelmed easily. It's very easy to give him overwhelm now that we have stances, and one of the stances gives overwhelm, so this can just be a win condition all of its own. It's solid. Problem is, right now, this is going to have a hard time being a meta win con because, well, you're getting 2 for 1 by Minimorph, because let's say you drop down a 17/17 Udyr, and your opponent has a spider on the board. Well, you can't attack because the spiders are going to chump block you, right? So instead, you got to give him overwhelm. So you play overwhelm on him, and then they minimorph after that. So yeah, in general, I think hard removal is going to be getting a 2 for 1 very often because you're going to be playing a buff on him before you attack with him. So you give a lot of value to the player who's playing removal. But yeah, cool card nonetheless. I love the 8-mana boar. Yeah, the 8-mana boar is it is a spicy win con. Now, people have to figure out how to build this properly. I don't know what kind of deck would run this. I might put this into a formidable deck, possibly. This is good for War Mothers, 100%. That's very good for War Mothers. So, theoretically, you can now run a War Mother deck without Overwhelm units, right? Because before you had to play Overwhelm units. Anything without Overwhelm didn't make sense because it gets chump blocked. Now maybe you can do that without Overwhelm units. Because all of a sudden you don't need Overwhelm. You can just hit face anyway. It's a better Tryndamere. I mean, they're different, right? You can't compare this in Tryndamere. How do you compare the two? First of all, Tryndamere works with Atrocity like almost no other champion does. You Atrocity with Tryndamere, and if your opponent can't Vengeance it. Your opponent literally needs to use Minimorph. That's about it. Because Tryndamere doesn't die from his first death. I mean, that's such a unique concept that yeah. Like, let's say you buff a Tryndamere. He has 16 damage. Yeah, I mean, Freeze works, obviously. I mean, Freeze works on this as well, right? You can double Vengeance. That's true now. Vengeance did go down to 6. That's a very good point. I was about to make fun of you for your math. I was going to pull out the calculator, but then I remembered. Vengeance is 6 mana. Oh man, oof. Starting to feel a bit of exhaustion already. I need to slow down, chat.
Superheroes have a hard time landing the girl. Like,
it's true.
You got freaking Superman. Da 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 da.
What Grappler thinks superheroes sound like, what Grap actually sound like.